Dolls, it is Motivation Monday, April 21st, and welcome to an all-new episode of Style by Stevie. Our very special guest today is an award-winning indie artist, east side of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and I'm super excited to have him here in the dollhouse. Please, Fashion Dolls, join me as we give a warm welcome to Ira Soul. Let me share this live with him so that we can get him in here. I'm super excited to have him here. Alrighty. And if you guys missed it, please go and check out the live that I did with Al Tit for Tat, Bubs the God, and Deshaun Stallings. Please make sure that you go and subscribe to their channels. And I'm super excited to see what else we have coming up this week. This Saturday, I'm supposed to be hosting the Mom Hatton event, which is for Concrete Rose in North Carolina. And it's sort of like, you know, with Mother's Day coming up, where moms get together and discuss what they can do to move forward, especially under this administration. But definitely, I need you guys to stay tuned for that. The details are posted on my page and pinned. So without further ado, let's welcome our very special guest. Please welcome to the dollhouse, Ira Soul. Hello.
Good.
Hey,
Hey, good. How you doing? How you
I'm
doing?
doing wonderful. Welcome to
Thank, well, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm honored to be on your show. Thank you for having me.
Yes. We finally meet. We've been talking throughout the week,
Yes,
but we finally here. So
no
before
doubt.
we start this conversation, how has 2025 been for you so far?
Man, it's been beautiful. You know, I'm here right as you can see right now in the background. I'm actually at my management's house right now. They in the background. Come on, y'all. Come on, come on. You about to meet them. You about to meet my management. You about to meet my team. We call MDMA. This is my manager, P. Michelle. Greatest singer. Don't play about her business. Come on, D Daddy Vacation. It's my man D Daddy Vacation. He's the bowl of cereal right now, but he's the illest rapper, and she's the illest singer manager. Show it off. This is what we are. MDMA. Money is the main agenda. This is my team, my independent team. We ain't playing for 25. I'm gonna say. Where I get 05 from?
I'm gonna fade out real quick.
Yeah, you gotta forgive me. I'm old. Because 05 was a good year. You know.
Yes, and it's amazing that you have your team with you, backing you, especially
Yeah.
being an indie artist. And we'll
Yes.
get into that because it is a lot of, and it's a rise of independent artists that are coming up, indie artists that are doing their thing, that have their teams behind them
Mm-hmm.
collectively. And it's another one
For
by the name
sure.
of Vontae, and I interviewed Vontae, so definitely check him out. So I could see a possible collaboration with you two both, because you both do your own thing. You both record music, and you have your team backing you as well too. So definitely. But I like to start
We
at
about
the
business.
beginning. Go ahead. I'm
Yeah.
sorry I cut you off.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I said we about business. We ain't playing. We about our business.
Yes, absolutely. And you have some music that is out, which we'll get into as well in the
Yes.
conversation.
Yes.
But I like to start at the beginning. Now, you're from Pittsburgh, PA. Tell us
Yes.
about your upbringing, growing up in Pittsburgh, and how many siblings, and at what age
Woo.
or what song did you hear that was the first song that said, okay, I want to sing, I want to follow my passion?
Oh yes, absolutely. Well, yes, you're right. I did grow up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My whole music has always been my love and my passion. You know? So growing up, my parents had a gang of record collections, and when I was a kid growing up, my favorite artist of all time is always going to be the late great Luther Vandross. And I would sit in my grandfather's room constantly as a kid, 7, 8 years old, listening to that here and now, listening to all his greatest hits. That made me realize this is what I want to be in life. I want to be a singer like Luther Vandross because he's my favorite singer of all time. You know, I love Michael Jackson. He's one of my favorite entertainers. You know, I grew up watching him, Gregory Hines, Sammy Davis Jr., and listened to a lot of great music from like Stevie Wonder, Peabo Bryson, Jeffrey Osborne, all the greats. Like Sam Cooke is one of my all-time favorite soul singers. So yeah, I listened to a lot of great music growing up in the city of Pittsburgh.
know what's so crazy? You mentioned Luther Vandross, and
Hmm.
today we're celebrating the anniversary of the passing of Prince. Prince is one of my favorites as well too,
Oh
and
my
Luther
gosh,
Vandross's
yes.
birthday was yesterday. He just celebrated a birthday. So
Oh
his
man,
legacy, his music is timeless. And
always, never
I
always live
remember
on.
seeing some of his performances. They just did a documentary on him not too long ago about his life
Hmm.
and about his passion, his love of the arts. And I feel like he doesn't
Hmm.
get his flowers enough. He was a Grammy-winning artist, like yourself. You are an award-winning artist as well too. But Luther just doesn't get his just due. As far as male vocalists, him
Hmm.
and Freddie Jackson, toe to toe. That
Oh,
range,
absolutely, hands
that
down,
vocal ability is something
without a doubt.
so for you, what is it about Luther that made him so intriguing? Because I can remember the Endless Love duet he did with Mariah Carey, and I can
Hmm.
turn that on the radio and get chills just listening to that. Because it was Lionel Richie and Diana Ross, the version that we
Okay.
heard, and then they went and
Yeah,
they did it together, Mariah Carey and Luther Vandross, and that both of them are timeless and powerful alone. They stand
absolutely.
the test of time. So for you, what was it that was so intriguing about Luther? Or performance that you can remember about him that said, man, wow, that's Luther
Well,
Vandross.
oh man, just like his tone, his tone was so laid back. He always sing about love, and that's what I love about R&B music. I love when people sing about love and telling a woman I love you, and love won't let me wait. You know what I mean? Love won't let me do this. You know, it was just his voice. His voice was timeless, and I actually had a chance to see Luther Vandross perform when I was in the fourth grade. I was 10 years old. I went to go see him. We had an arena back in the days called the Civic Arena, and I'll never forget it. My mother's girlfriend surprised me out of the blue. Because here's the crazy part: I was with my mother when I was a kid, and we were at a doctor's office, and we got a paper called the Pittsburgh Post Gazette. And in the paper, they show you that who's coming to town with the Civic Arena, and I seen Luther Vandross, and I got so geeked and excited because I love Luther Vandross's voice and I love his music. And then, sure enough, her girlfriend came to my mom's house and was like, "Ira, I got 2 tickets to go see Luther Vandross." I freaked out because I missed school to go see him, and my mother let me miss school. Mind you, I was in the fourth grade, and my mother let me miss school just to go to the Civic Arena to see Luther Vandross. I couldn't stay because I had to go to school the next day, which was Tuesday, because it came on a Monday. And that was the best concert I've ever seen in my life. You know, his music was just timeless. His music will always live on. I saw the documentary; it was very good, and it was just his voice that made me say, "Wow!" Like I could just sit back and relax like this and just listen to what the man has to sing about. That was what about Luther Vandross and influenced me.
Stage presence alone, his stage presence, like it was certain things that he would do, and he would have his female singers that would be there, background singers that would be there on stage. Lisa Fisher, that's how we got
Oh
introduced
yeah,
to her.
oh yeah,
How Can I Ease the Pain, Lisa Fisher, for those of you who do not
yes,
know. And she still can still do that song, or that song can come on the radio. And it's just like vocally, this woman took it to a whole nother level. If you go back and you watch her performance on the Apollo, you can tell she studied Luther, because Luther would do these things with his hands and certain motions. It would draw you in. He was just a
absolutely,
class act. He was intriguing.
absolutely.
And not just him. I think a lot of other artists that we see today, like Beyonce, who else gives an amazing performance? Kendrick Lamar. Even though he represents the hip hop. He's a hip
Hmm.
hop. But stage presence alone, ability, longevity is what is something that Luther Vandross, and as you said, the King of Pop, Michael Jackson, may God rest his
Yes,
soul. These were things that they
yes,
would see. If you go back and watch them in time, they were always about making sure that their craft was perfected, and
I agree.
everything, dance steps, every note had to be sung correctly. The Queen of Soul, Aretha Franklin, was the same way. She was
Hmm.
not about to sing if it was cold in the room.
Yeah,
She wanted it to be lukewarm, room temp. She was very specific about that,
absolutely.
because I think when the room is cold, one of the ladies from En Vogue, because I had the pleasure of interviewing Dawn Robinson, she told me for their performance on Soul Train, when they did the Soul Train Awards, they came out, all four of them looking beautiful as ever. All of them are beautiful.
Hmm.
But she said when they get on stage, you know how women Beyonce's notorious for doing it, and I'll sometimes do it to the hair. The fans will be
Yeah.
blowing the hair, but it'll be those fans are super. It's super cold, and it's just like, okay, how can I keep my vocal ability and pitch? What if I lose my voice? Anything could happen. So a lot of singers say, I can't sing in this type of temperature. It's got to be warm, and Aretha was that way. So I see what Dawn was saying.
Yes, she
I
was.
see what other things are saying, where it has to be warm. The room temperature has to be a certain way. So it's all about
Absolutely.
perfection. So for you as an artist, what are some things
Mhm.
that you've learned from Luther and Michael Jackson and many other artists that have come along the way to help you in your career?
Rest in your voice. Like I learned how you got to rest your voice, and you have to take your time and like feel your performance, and make the audience feel good. Make them feel like they belong at the show. You know, 'cause I do a lot of studying and stuff. Like I watch a lot of live performances, like before I hit the stage, and I have to learn. You know how to perform. What should I not do during my performance to make the people to like throw people off. You know, but I just study. I just like from what I heard, I know is that they rest their voice and they you know basically just do a lot of exercising and stuff and take care of your voice and rest your voice. Your voice is your instrument and your voice is your muscle. So that's what I learned like by studying Luther Vandross. Just rest your voice, pretty much. Just rest your voice and make the audience feel like they belong. They belong there. You know, you give them a show. You know, just that's just where I come from. You know, just resting and taking care of your craft, taking care of your instrument, and exercising your voice. So yes, that's what I learned.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm glad that you brought that up because that's a great segue to my next question that I wanted to ask you. I know that you're always doing a lot of performance. A lot of artists, singers get out and have to do performances, and I've seen some of your performances and that you sent me and fell in love with you. I was just like, wow. There's something about him, his range, his ability to be able to
Yes.
keep the crowd entertained. And that's what it is as far as artistry and your vocal ability, to be able to
Hmm.
draw that crowd in and win that crowd
Yes.
over. Like, I give you an
Yes.
example. Patti LaBelle,
Oh yeah.
she's going on tour with Gladys Knight. You've got
Hmm.
Shaka Khan and Stephanie Mills, all of these amazing women on one tour. And I can say one thing for
Definitely.
certain, if you watch their concerts, they are going to give you a show. The same with Beyonce. It's all about drawing that crowd in and making it intimate and feeling good.
Yep.
The feeling. The music does something to you. So my next question for you is, what does self-care look like for you on a daily in your routine? What do you do for self-care?
Oh, as far as what like what I do to take care of my voice, is that what you're
Yes,
asking?
yes, it's for your voice, for your mental health, for everything. Because I know
Oh,
before you go
oh,
on
I
stage, a
exercise.
lot of
Like,
artists have to make sure, okay, I'm good. I need to take a moment for myself, whether it's take a
mhm.
walk, whether it's drink some tea, whether it's
Oh yeah.
vocal warm-ups, whether it's get a massage. It's all of
Everything
this
you just
stuff
said,
to give
everything you just
yourself
said is what I do. I
mental and
exercise
health.
every day. I drink tea, green tea or ginger tea with honey.
Yes.
I I do vocal train. You know what I mean. I watch. I have an old teacher that I study under on YouTube. Shout out to him. His name is Gene Stovall. He's also from Pittsburgh, but he's doing this thing in Germany. I study his old technique because he taught me that old technique, like doing the that. That's what I do, and I always do that. I always study, work on my voice and stuff. And I love my tea. I love my exercise, and you know I believe in taking care of yourself, taking care of yourself. You know, being motivated and like being staying very healthy. You know, exercising is everything. You know, for your voice to be stronger, you want to exercise your body, exercise your voice. Drink good amount of water. Drink good amount of tea. Don't settle for any tea. I would suggest green tea and honey or ginger. You know, to soothe your voice. So that's what I do to take care of my voice. I just exercise, eat right, and drink with plenty of water and tea.
Absolutely, because when as a performer, you're on stage
Yes, ma'am.
24/7, you're dancing during your performances, and it's about being able to have that uh not longevity, but that not vocal ability or acrobats. But what I'm trying to say is you need to be fit. You need to be physical for it because you are
I
dancing
agree.
20 plus minutes, especially if you're another Michael Jackson was able to give you an hour-long concert where he's dancing, or if not,
Mm-hmm.
he's sitting down for a song that
Yep.
requires sitting down. But other than that, 9 times out of 10, that man was electrifying on stage. And the performance that I
Absolutely.
saw from Michael Jackson is one of the most iconic performances ever. Was Motown
Mm-hmm.
25, where he did
Yep.
where we got introduced to the moonwalk, and I was just
Yep.
like, a lot of us were like, we were just, this man is superhuman. Like, what?
Absolutely.
Dancing on the
No
stage.
doubt. No doubt. No doubt.
And if you go back and
Without a doubt.
watch the 95 VMA Awards as well, too, he was the same way every performance that
He
he's
was
done.
dynamic. Michael Jackson is just a dynamic performer. Like people say a lot. Oh, Michael Jackson was not a real singer. Oh, yes, he was. I be seeing them comments like Michael Jackson was not a real singer. You know, he lip sync, he does playback. I mean, you have to understand the man is dancing and he's sweating his ass off. So of course he's going to do playback. You know, it's hard to sing and dance. I think the only singer that can really sing and dance well, and I gotta admit, is Marcus Houston. Marcus Houston can sing and dance well. You know, and but Michael Jackson was a dynamic singer. He was a dynamic performer. I never seen the man perform. I wish I had a chance to see him or Prince perform. But like I said, I seen Luther perform, but I never seen Michael Jackson perform. But Michael Jackson, dynamic. I don't care what nobody say. He's a performer.
I mean, every
And
single tour that he has done, from the history tour or whether it's the tour with his brothers, he's always
hmm
found a way to stand out. And you see that in the Jackson dynasty. As far as the Jackson Five, each brother had their own voice and sound. But as far as choreography, unmatched, unparalleled. Each
you
of
can't touch
them
Michael Jackson.
were all
He can
just,
be touched. Who can touch? I'll say this: the closest artist to him. Some people may agree, some people may not agree with me. It's Chris Brown. I gotta give it to Chris Brown. And I've seen Chris Brown perform, and he's a dynamic performer. He's the closest thing to Michael Jackson. Whether people agree or don't agree, but in my opinion, Chris Brown is the closest thing to Michael Jackson, especially as an entertainer. Oh yeah.
okay, I'm gonna have to bring you back, Ira. You froze on my screen. It's just buffering, it's
Okay.
circling. Or you want to jump out and
Am I
then come
good?
back and bring you back up. Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
All right, Fashion Dolls. We're gonna bring Ira back up because it just froze. It's buffering. So I'm gonna
Yo, what's up?
end it.
Yo, you
Yeah, you're gonna have to jump out the live and then I bring you back up that way.
Jump off.
Yeah, jump off and then
Okay.
I bring you back up because you're froze at the bottom of my screen. Okay, let me bring Ira back up. And hopefully it should work this time. There we are.
Good.
Perfect.
Yes. We're
Perfect.
back.
Yes. Yes, yes, yes. We were talking about Michael Jackson.
hmm
That's where we were. Um, the next question, the great segue to the next question that I wanted to ask you, which is longevity. And you've been a Bet in the Business award-winning performer. What are
Yes.
the key top 5 things that the next generation of indie artists or artists that are coming up right after you, following in your footsteps, what are some tips that you would give them to have longevity in this business?
One. Keep God first.
All
Give
the
God the
time.
praise. 'Cause without God, where will we be? Two. Get you some dope levels. Get with some dope producers. Find your sound. Find your voice. Don't try to copy no other artist. Be original. Stay true to your craft and stay true to your art. Three. Find somebody that believes in you and only you. Don't settle for anybody. Make sure they believe in your craft and believe in everything you do. Or get a good management that knows the business and knows somebody that knows somebody that knows the business. And five,
Absolutely. And
number
it's all
five.
about having a great team behind you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say number five, stay true. Stay original.
That's something that I tell people all the time is originality is key. Find your
Yes.
personality, find your sound, find what works for you because everybody else has their own identity as far as
Know your
music.
worth.
Now, I give you an
Yeah.
example. Ariana Grande, love Ariana
Yeah.
Grande. People have kept making the comparisons to Mariah Carey and vocally
Okay.
something, yes, definitely. As far as doing the whistle notes, because Mariah would do it, Shantae Moore, they would do that F7, and Ariana Grande can do it as well too. So it's all
Right.
about finding your own identity. And what she does is she takes singles that people have already made and she
Mm-hmm.
will go and put her own spin onto it. And someone else who does that is Coco Jones.
Oh, I love
So we see
Coco.
the next generation of these artists that are coming up after the Mariahs, the Luthers, the
Mm-hmm.
Michaels, the
Whitney.
Princes of the world that are following right in their footsteps. And it is key and
Mm-hmm.
important that you find your own identity. It's okay to be compared to the next person or the
Sure.
next person. Flattery is amazing. It's amazing to be compared to someone like a Mariah Carey
Yeah.
or Luther Vandross
Yeah.
vocally. So yeah, the same way you said about Chris Brown, Michael Jackson. Everyone should see that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's a no-brainer that a lot of people have compared, if not him, then Usher, because these guys get
Yeah.
on stage and they dance and they perform and they make it their own. And as an
I agree.
artist, well, I'm not a singer. I'm a talk show host. So I host
I
this
see.
platform, but find your own identity and be authentic. And that's what it's
And believe
about.
in
That's
yourself.
what draws people to you. Yeah,
And also believe in yourself. I'm with my manager right now. My manager said it best. You got to believe in yourself.
Gotta know your worth.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta know your worth.
And you got to know your worth. You have to
Know
believe in
your
yourself and know your
and
worth.
yes, know your worth, know your value, because in this
Know your
business,
worth.
just as sure as who was it? I was watching Erica Alexander. You guys
Oh
know her as Max
yeah.
on
Yep.
Living Single.
Look at you.
She just recently said that in an interview. Her mom, because she grew up in Texas, no, Arizona. She grew up in Arizona,
Mhm.
but Texas, one of the two. And she was saying that her mother told her that be humble, know who you are, be
Yep.
authentic. And she told her
Absolutely.
this, and when she was going in for her auditions for Living Single and for the Cosby shows, all of these auditions,
Yep.
and her mother told her be humble because just as sure as you've got the blessing today, it can be lost tomorrow. So make sure you
Yep.
stay humble, stay original, and stay true to who you are.
Please,
That was something that has stuck with me
please stay humble. Because having an ego will not get you nowhere.
at all.
Please be
Absolutely.
humble. Stay humble.
And that was going to be another question that I've asked you. Do you celebrate
Mhm.
the things that you do have in your life, in your career, your achievements? Because I've seen you with other singers as well too. I've seen your performances. Do you take the time and sit back and celebrate like, wow, I can't believe I've accomplished this in my life or in my
Yes.
career?
We do that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. You got to celebrate. You got to celebrate. Like I said, I'm sure with my management coach, she cooks a mean meal when we celebrate, and she throws down in the kitchen.
Yes. It's amazing to have people pour into you and surround you with love, that team building. Find your it's, you know what they say, your vibe attracts your tribe, and you
Yes. Speak
found
on
your
it.
tribe, and your tribe is standing firm with you, and they are supporting you.
Absolutely.
That is also something that I would tell to people as well too, who's looking to get into any business, music, acting, or what I'm doing, which is hosting a platform. Find your vibe, find your tribe, and stick with it. Doesn't have to
Yep.
be a whole entourage, but just keep that number of people you feel comfortable and intimate with, that you can confide in, that you can be like, okay, what should be the next move? They should be there advising you every step of the way. and that's how it is.
Right. Absolutely.
What is something that you've done lately in your career that you have remembered that is cherished, precious to you? That's precious to you and cherished.
Uh, oh, there's a lot of shows. I can go back to shows I used to do. I opened up for big name artists like the Delphonics, Ryan
Mm.
Devon, Bobby V, Day 26, Levert 2, all the way down to my management Pop's birthday party last year.
Movies like
Made his yesterday. That was a fun day. Made day. So yeah, those are perfect memories. Opening up for big name artists on the stage, going all the way down to my management's birthday, Pop's father's birthday last year, which made his day.
And it's important that we sit back and cherish these things, these memories,
Yes.
because they're precious, they're sacred to us. And it's
Hmm.
key because we always talk about building a legacy and working
Yes.
on what we want to do to close the final chapter because we are
Hmm.
still not done telling our story. We're still not done
Oh
giving
yes.
life to song through music or what I'm doing, which is speaking truth to power. So either or,
Hmm.
we still have a story to tell and we have to continue to keep telling it to the people.
Absolutely.
So, yes.
Absolutely.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. If you had to teach something in life to someone, what would you teach them?
I'm sorry, say it again.
I said, if you had to teach something in life to someone, what would you teach them?
Let's go back to what we just said. I teach them how to be humble. Teach them how to be themselves. And like showing the ropes, like what to do and what not to do. He says about your craft and he says about getting in this business. Just you have to learn how to be humble. You gotta have thick skin. You gotta learn how to have thick skin. Because there are people out there that are gonna tell you they love you and there are people that are gonna tell you they hate you. And you have to be prepared for that. Somebody once told me that one time. Like someone said to me, "Ira, there are people that's gonna love you and there are people that's gonna hate you." And you know what I told that person? I told that person, I'm prepared for that. I'm going to expect that. Not everybody's going to agree, and not everybody's going to love what I do. You have to be prepared for that. That's what I would teach the people out there. Prepare for the world out there that's going to love you. Prepare for the world that's going to hate you. Prepare for thick skin. Get your skin ready. Whatever they tell you, prepare for that. And be ready.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's something
Don't
that
get
I've had
upset.
to work on as
Don't
well,
get
too.
upset. Don't go on social media and don't be like expressing your feelings on social media like somebody diss me, somebody hate on me. No. Look at haters as fans. Haters are fans. Remember that. Haters are fans. That means that you're doing something positive and you're doing something right. They are your fans. Remember that. Don't get on not being depressed or whatnot. No. Prepare for that. Because it's gonna come. You're gonna get haters and you're gonna get people that love you. And be ready for that.
Absolutely. And that's something that I've had to learn and work on as well too. I've lost followers. I've lost people out of my life. But it's just like God puts people in your life for a
Yes,
reason
he
and a
does.
season. And those people who were there to be there for you genuinely, you keep them in your life. You keep them in your circle. And the ones that have
Absolutely.
left, it's just a temporary thing. It's like a season.
Mm-hmm.
Temporarily. Okay, like we've been through the cold months. And where are we now? We're now in spring, fixing to go into the summer months. So the months are going to
Yep.
get hotter than they are now. Whereas first thing when you wake up in the morning, it's that light, cool breeze. It's kind of nippy, but then it gets
Yes.
hot, like it's hot down here where I'm at in South Carolina now. So it's like in the
Mm-hmm.
60s or 70s. But that's how people are. It changes, you
Yeah.
know. But you can always be meeting up with new faces. And I love meeting new faces. Like for this
Same
season of
here.
Style by Stevie, I said, yeah, I want a mix of all. I want all new faces. And when I reached out to Ira, he was like, okay, how does she know me? A lot of
Yeah.
people they didn't know who I was. And of course, I've mixed it up. I've had people that I've had on the show previously. And then I said, I want all new faces this season. They're just like, when I reached out to new people, and Ira included, people
Yeah.
like, you want to interview me? All these faces you've done sat with, you want to interview me? That was his exact response. A lot of people say, why you want to sit with little old me? Listen, I don't just sit with the top tier of the top tier. Ira also does as well too. But the thing is, I want
Yes.
to make sure that everybody eats. everybody. So I said this season, I want all fresh new faces. I want all fresh new faces to sit with because you have to
Yes.
network in this business. You
And
never know.
I,
You
and I
could be
truly do
looking
thank you
to
for
meet
that.
with the next
Thank you for
person and
reaching
the
out to
next
me on
person and the
Facebook.
next person.
Be
Network.
ready for Facebook.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So
Absolutely.
you've got some new music out here, and we'll get into it. You've got some singles out currently right now. You
Yes.
got them vibes and switching. So tell us about You Got Them Vibes and how did the song
Oh
collectively
man.
come to be? Because the video, I've seen the video. I was listening to it while I was getting in hair and makeup, and I must say, your vocal ability on this song alone, You Got Them Vibes. It's a sexy song. It's
Thank you.
about romance. It talks about love. Like you said, Luther sings about love. You gave us your version of a sexy love song. So how did this song come to
Thank
be?
you.
Tell us how You Got Them Vibes came to be.
Okay, it goes back to my story that I was talking about earlier. One of the members of the verse too. Shout out to my man Black Rose. He's from Youngstown, Ohio. He wrote and produced that record for me. So I went to Youngstown, Ohio, and I recorded that record out of Youngstown, Ohio with Black Rose. And I don't want to try something different for a change or R&B. You know, it's always be like I love doing ballads and I love doing up tempo. But when he presented me that record, I was like, I was blown away. I was blown away. Like let me say this, he worked the hell out of me on that record. He really did. He worked the hell out of me on that record, man. And I appreciate that. So shout out to my man Black Rose for coming through with that record. I love that record. But there's also going to be another video visual for that. You got them vibes coming in July. So be prepared for that. And yeah, you got them vibes is my strongest thing. And people are loving it. And it's doing well on Spotify. So people are loving that record.
I can't wait because all of your music, you sing about life, you sing about love, you sing about personal experience. And I say this to a lot of artists. Musicians are the lifesavers and the
Yeah.
doctors. Yes, we have doctors who can physically cure with medicine and things, but you, the singers, the artists, are doctors. Hear me out when I say
Yeah.
this, because it could be someone going through something who could be experiencing heartbreak, who could have went through a breakup, a relationship, or know someone who's been through it. We could put on a song and it can take us to a place that heals us. And you've
I
seen
agree.
stories where people miraculously wake up out of comas just from hearing the sound of music. Music is powerful. And that's why I say the musicians are the doctors. You administer
Yes.
medicine to us. And I give you an example. There's one album that I can say that I can listen to in heavy rotation that even when I've been depressed or down or experienced sadness, it has brought me up. And it is the Mary J. Blige My Life album. That I don't know
That was a
what
great album.
Mary sings from a place of wow, you can feel it. It's pain. You feel all of these different emotions. And you too, Ira, as artists, you sang from a place that's so real to people. And I think that resonates with us, the consumers, the listeners, even more than anything. Another album that has done it for me is Sade's Love Deluxe album. It's intimate, it's
Oh
sexy.
yeah.
When Sade sings, it's like how you said with Luther, you feel at ease. With Sade, you put on Cherish the Day or any of her other
Yes.
songs, and she takes you to a place where it's just like all of the chaos in the world, tune it out, block it out. Come up under the
Yes.
ocean with me. Let me take you here. That's what Sade does to you. So musicians take you to a place you've never been before. And you do it
Yes.
in a place where we feel vulnerable. You're at your vulnerable places as well too. And I'm pretty sure the audience can resonate with that as well too. An album that or a song that is personal to them, where it's like,
Mhm.
okay, where this person is singing and coming from, I can relate to this. This is real. You're spitting. That is real
Absolutely.
to me.
I agree.
So had to say it. Had to say it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. We talk
Oh
about
yeah.
matters and life and legacy. So I've already started predicting what is going to be in the future, what is going to be my next legacy. And I started this platform right after high school in 2016. Didn't have a clue what I
Okay.
was doing.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm 31 years old. and grown
Wow.
up and have seen it and experienced it. So my next question for you in your life legacy, when you're in your 80s, what is one thing that will matter to you the most?
Staying humble.
Yes.
Being humble. Working with the right people.
Absolutely.
That are
Absolutely.
dedicated and staying consistent.
And to anybody out here, consistency is key. I see
Yes.
you, Tiff Patat. Hey, Al. I had a great time on the panel. And if you guys have not seen, my colleague, Al Tit Patat, and I, and my other colleague, Bubs the God, and my other colleague, Deshaun, we did a panel over the weekend where we were talking about what we can do to move forward as a collective and everything. And the highlight is posted in my stories along with Al's link to his channel. So please go and tap that link and subscribe to Tit for Tat on YouTube as well. And make sure you guys also head on over and subscribe to Style by Stevie Daytime on YouTube. We are halfway on the road to 800 shows. So thank you all for your love and support. And tap that bell so you'll be notified when new episodes are posted. And check out the community tab. Had to plug that. But my next question for you is we
What's
talk
up, brother?
about life and
How you
legacy.
doing, man?
When is it
I'm sorry, go ahead.
time to my next question for you is when do you feel it's time to stop calculating risk and rewards and do what you know is right?
That's
I think I
an
got
interesting question.
it.
Wow. That's a very good question. No, I never been asked that before.
I know the manager is over there like, what this woman talking about, girl?
Nah, she handling business. And after I get done with this interview with you, we got to do some dancing, some choreography. I got, like I said, I got some more shows coming up. So yeah, so I'm gonna be busy tonight. I'm gonna be real busy.
So for you, I'm not letting you off the hook, Ira. When is it time to stop calculating risks and do what you know is right? When do you feel in your life, in your legacy?
Um, all I can say is just stay true to myself. That's all I can say.
Keep asking you
When
what point in your life do you have the calculation and at what point? She's asking a question.
man,
For instance, for me,
yeah,
I'm 56 years old.
yeah.
By the time I'm 70, I want to be able to look up and say,
Okay,
this is what I did, and this is where it is. Now I'm doing me.
I got you, boss.
By 70, I'm going to be doing me. I'm sitting on the beach in Hawaii.
I guess you get my manager in the background talking.
Go ahead.
I
I'm
want to
sorry.
sit back and say, like, when people look at when people see me, they be like, I'm gonna tell them, like, listen, this is I got something to show for you. I got videos, live performances. I got music. Never.
Uh-oh, I think we lost Ira, ladies and gentlemen.
Lost you get lost again?
Yeah, lost you.
Okay, I'm gonna jump off.
Uh-oh. Ira, let me know if you want to come back up. You want me to bring you? Oh, he's back. Okay. Let me bring him back up, ladies and gentlemen.
You back again?
And we're back. You were saying, yes, we were talking about
Listen,
calculating risk.
You gotta lower my phone call to start cricket. People be trying to call me in the middle of the interview, and I hate that.
It is
Yep,
okay. It is okay, but we're having a great conversation, and I'm enjoying you. This has been longly in the works. We've been talking about it throughout the week. But you still didn't answer my question. I'm gonna continue to keep pulling your leg, Ira.
No, no, I was trying to ask the question, but it froze on me. Yeah, that's what I was answering the question. I really don't know because like I don't really I want people continuing until I can't do it no more. I want people to look back and say, like, yo, this Ira Soul was doing it. Videos, live performances, music, not collecting dust. He kept striving. That's what I want people to say. I don't think there's no point where I want to stop. I want to continue till I can't do it no more. I want to keep. I'm gonna keep on striving and striving and striving and striving and striving till I
And
get
I'm
there.
gonna add on to that. I'm gonna add on to what you just said. Consistency, and not only just consistency, but in the present now. When it's the time to stop calculating risk and do what you know is right now. To anybody who has a vision, to anybody who has something that they want to accomplish in their life or in their endeavors. You want to start a business, you want to open a restaurant. Start it now. The time to
Yep,
stop
right
calculating
now.
risk and rewards is now. I started
Yes.
Style by Stevie right after high school. I didn't have a clue what I was doing, and it wasn't originally called Style by Stevie. It was called Weekdays Topics. And I didn't have a plan, didn't have anything,
Mm-hmm.
didn't know how to trademark any of that. Now I must say I'm at a level in my life where I know the business like the back of my hand. And that's from people helping me and guiding me along the way. So when you said, hey, you popped up and you showed your team, I said, hey, this is what it's about, having a great team who believes in you, behind you, supporting you 100%.
Yes.
That's what it's about.
Yes. And it feels right
Absolutely.
now. And I
Absolutely.
just want to say this. I'm thankful. I am thankful. Excuse me, that I have a great team behind me that believe in me. They get on me. They make sure I get the job done right. And I'm thankful for my team, MDMA, which stands for Money is the Main Agenda. And like I said,
Absolutely.
2025 is going to be a great year for this team. So there's going to be a lot more shows. I got a new video dropping up under the month. Send that your way. We looking out for that.
Premiere May 18th.
And then we premiering again.
The movie's premiering on the 18th in the video.
We got a movie coming out called After the Call, May 18th. That premiere is coming May 18th. I'll share that with you. And I'm looking for big things for 2025. So yeah.
Manifest it, put it out there, and you're doing it. So I'm very proud of you. Keep
Thank you.
going. You have a fabulous team behind you, helping you,
Oh,
guiding
thank
you,
you.
encouraging you, and that's what it should be. They should be there getting on you, because I have people doing the same thing for me as well too.
Mm-hmm.
Like tapping me, like, girl, you need to do this differently. You need to check this out. You need to do this. And I'm not beyond approach. Be open to receive constructive criticism. That's something that I
Yes.
would tell to anybody
Oh
getting
yeah.
into this business. Be open to receive constructive criticism. Because at one point, with me being very young, starting off right after high school, I didn't have a clue. I was ready to jump down somebody's throat because they criticized me or I felt they was trying to harm me. You know, you got to have your reservations and your guards up. But now at this point in my life, I must say I feel happy. I'm at a place of peace. And that's because that constructive criticism, those suggestions that people have made have helped me a long way. And then I've went back and I said, I see what you're saying now. This is
Yeah.
different for me. And it worked. So I thank you. I can't thank you enough. So again, it
Oh,
goes
thank
back to
you.
having that great team and tribe
Yeah.
behind you. Definitely. Definitely.
Thank you. And I feel what you're doing. Like you're very young and you're ambitious and you're going to continue. You're definitely going to stay high. You know, keep doing what you're doing on your IG live, interviewing unknown talent. Who else you interview? Business moguls. You do business moguls, right?
Business moguls, actors, and you name it. I've had them on here. It's
There you
so
go.
many. And
There you go.
what made it so difficult was one of my guests, he asked me the question. He said, if you had to choose one of your favorite interviews, I said, that's like asking a mom to choose one of her children. I can't do it because
Exactly. Who's your favorite
there was some
child?
that I loved that are personal to me. And it's some that I was just like, that one could have went a little bit different. But overall, I love what I do. And I love bringing truth to power and bringing joy to people. And that was going to be my next question for you. What does joy look like for you? How would you define joy, and what brings you joy and happiness?
Oh, peace and happiness. Peace, happiness, all day. That's my goal.
Yes, 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 yes.
Peace and
Mm.
happiness.
Fashion dolls, I'm nervous for this next segment, and I do it with all of my guests. So it is time to turn those tables, and this is where my guests get to ask me as many questions as they want to. So I'm going to pass the microphone, like DJ Cassidy says, on to Ira here, and Ira is going to ask me as many questions as he wants to. Fashion, beauty, life, goal, anything he wants to know for my newest viewers out there. You'll find out more from his questions about the things that I like, whatever I like. All right? So I'm going to take it and pass it to Ira. Take it away.
Well, hello there, Miss Stevie. How's it going?
Yes, I am doing wonderful. I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I'm
Good.
happy. I must say that I'm in a place in my life where I've been the most happiest that I've ever been since
Good.
31 years of living. I can't complain. I
Amen.
mean, I get worries each day, but it's nothing that God can't fix for any of us. I know a lot of us are going through a dark period, that dark cloud, that dark entity that is there. But I know that there is something greater. There is
Yes.
something greater coming. Yeah.
Okay. Um, how long you been doing fashion?
Wow. I started right after high school. And my assistant principal, shout outs to her, Dr. G, she put me on because coming from middle school, all I knew was Abercrombie and Fitch, Aeropostale, what was it, South Pole, Fubu, all of these brands that people would wear. But being in the world of luxury or couture fashion, she exposed me to that. And it was one day I was sketching in the lunchroom. You know, the other kids were doing what they were doing.
Hmm?
And I called myself trying to sketch because I wanted to major in fashion mass communications. I wanted to be like the fashion illustrator for fashion magazines. And thank the Lord, I took up art class and cosmetology in high school. Got my license, praise the Lord.
Good.
And she saw me sketching and
Amen.
she looked over my shoulder, you know, monitoring to make sure the kids doing what they're supposed to be doing. And she said, I
Right.
see you like fashion. I'll bring you some
That's it.
Vogue magazines tomorrow. And I already knew about Vogue. My dad would not allow me to read Vogue magazines at the time.
Yes.
But she put me on to a whole nother world of fashion. And I've learned about designers like Giambattista Valli, Oscar de la
Mm.
Renta, Parenza
Mm.
Spore, Dior, Valentino. It's Terry Mugler. It's so many.
She's talking in the closet.
You got my manager over here getting gassed up about the style I'm talking about. You're in her closet.
That was something that she put me onto, though. She taught me how to pronounce the designers' names and,
Yes.
okay, where can you go to see the shows at Fashion Week, all of these things she put me onto. So my assistant principal taught me a lot about fashion. That's how I've learned about it. So it's been some years I've been doing this and learning about when it's Fashion Week. We've got the Met Gala, which is like the Oscars of fashion events, coming up next month, I believe, on the 5th. And the theme is the Black Dandy and it's celebrating Black history and fashion. So I
Yes.
can't wait to see that. Yes.
Alrighty. All right. Let me see what else I can ask you. So what design or dress have you ever is the best work of your dress have you designed? What's the best work of design have you designed? Come on.
Well, I haven't designed any clothing, but I put
Okay.
outfits together. So I would have to,
Yeah.
and I bought black owned. So shout outs to my girl, Babs.
All right.
Um, Make sure y'all go and check out Blue Haze Clothing. I can remember one dress in particular from her brand that I bought that people were talking about. They just could not stop talking about.
I think she
And
going
it was a black dress, and it had a gold,
getting guests.
and it
Okay.
had a gold belt around the waist, and the dress was backless. And me being a curvaceous woman, I wore that dress, and that dress was sold out the next day. A lot of women
And this
wanted
is black
that
man, right?
same exact dress, and this was around the wintertime. I have to find a picture and
Okay.
post it, but but I posted it, and she was like, "Yes, girl, the dress sold out." So shout outs to Babs for that. But it was that dress.
All
It was
right.
that black dress. It was several that I've worn, and people were just like, "Where did you get it from? Where can we go and buy it?" But that dress was it. The black dress with the gold belt around the waist, and that chain was cold. It was cold, but the dress was knit. So I said, for anything for fashion. So down on my lower back, the chain is there. The
Yes.
chain just kind of hung in the back. But I said, ooh, anything for fashion. I'm gonna put through it because beauty is pain. So we gonna go through it. But that was the dress.
All
That
right.
was it.
What's the name of the dress called again?
The designer Blue Haze
Designer.
Clothing, and
Blue
the
Haze Clothing.
dress
Okay.
was very clad, and the gold detailing around it, where I looped the gold belt in the back. I turned in the back, and people went crazy because the dress was so gorgeous. But women wanted that dress. It sold out the next day.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, my next question is, how did you go about getting guests on your show?
What was that? I couldn't hear you.
Okay. How did you go about getting guests on your show?
Well, I've sent them some of my previous work, and then beauty knows no pain, girls. Absolutely. Anything for fashion. Yeah. And I'm going to touch on that in a minute. But hi, Miss T Ford. Hey, baby. Hey, girl. Um, ooh, how do I go about getting guests? I've sent them some of my previous work, and then they might have known through me, through seeing some of the interviews with their friends and colleagues. So word travels around in this industry fast. And people be like, oh, I know who you are. I've seen your interviews. And you want to interview me or have me on your show. So it's so crazy how the world is so small, and just networking. People have seen the interviews or popped in the interviews, and I didn't have a clue they were watching. And I have a guest coming on the show later this year. And she was just like, I've seen your interview with such and such, and you want me to come on your show? Like, yes, I would love to. So just through that word of mouth or coming in, popping in, and then I reach out to them and I surprise them. And it's like, you want me to come on? I'd be honored. I'd be honored to. So just sitting down, like how I got you to come on, having a conversation. So that's what it's about.
Okay. Now earlier you mentioned Dawn Robinson from In Vogue. How did that come about? You getting the interview? Hey, how did that come about?
Whew. I talked to her. I talked
Okay.
to her, and we had a conversation, and I had to work with her because a lot of people are unfamiliar with IG Live and don't really know how to work it.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was around the time the pandemic happened. And she was like,
Okay.
Miss Stevie, how do I go about doing this? How do I do this? And so we
Mm-hmm.
exchanged contact information. And then from
Mm-hmm.
there on, she agreed to do it. And the rest was history. We had such a great time going back in time and looking at some of In Vogue's fashion, because In Vogue inspires a lot of the fashions that I wear on the show, like the black dress
Right.
that I just mentioned. Um, just their style, their grace, their vocal ability. So you
Oh
see a
yeah.
little bit of In Vogue when you see Style by Stevie. And In Vogue means in style. And I'm definitely that. I always try to be ahead of the fashion trend, ahead of the fashion curve. And I set
Okay.
my own trends, and I make no bits about it. Yeah.
Okay. 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 All right. All right. Let me see what else I can ask you. What can I ask you? What designer would you like to work with in a designing brand? You seem like Dior, Louis Vuitton, Balenciaga. Who would you like to work with out of those designers?
Who would I like to work with? What
Mm-hmm.
designer? Wow.
Sure.
I would have to say Christian Siriano. Christian
Sure.
Siriano designs some fabulous pieces, and we all know Christian from Project Runway. His designs are fabulous. If not him, then Zach Posen. Zach Posen, Christian Siriano, and Terry
Okay.
Mugler. they know how to design for a woman. Because I'm very curvy. I'm 5'7", and it's like everything is proportioned. I have to make sure that everything is snug in these dresses. So
Right.
I would have to say Christian Siriano because he knows how to. If not him, then Sergio Hudson because they know how to dress the curvy woman. Yeah.
Okay. Does he design men? Does he does like men's clothing and stuff?
Yes. What I love about
Please,
Christian is
please tell
that
me
he's
this.
gender neutral. Christian Siriano is gender neutral. He doesn't just design for women. The same for Zach Poser. They are gender neutral. Tara Mugler also doesn't care. Gender neutral, men or women. So fashion shouldn't have a label on who can wear what. It should be freedom of expression, and that's something that I pride myself on all the time. And yes, some of the dresses that I wear are just eye-catching on this show, but I also switched from that to doing pantsuits. So as it pertains to fashion, have fun, live. There are no limits.
Okay. Yeah. Please hit me there. Like, please put me down with him. For sure.
Absolutely, yes. And I pray he sees this. I love him. If
What
not
should I
him,
do?
then Prabhu Gurung. I could go on. There's a lot of designers that I absolutely love that I would possibly, hopefully, will collaborate with in the future one day. That would be a dream come true.
Oh, bet. Now, if I want to get some artists interviewed by you, what should I do? How can I get in contact with you?
What was that? I couldn't hear you. The last part.
I was saying, if I want to get an artist interview with you, what do I got to do? How can I get in contact? How can I get in contact with you? Or how can I get in contact with you?
You can have them reach out to me, and I will get it. We are fixing it. I'm already for y'all who don't know. I'm going to make this announcement here. There will be a season 20 of Style by Stevie, and we are
Ooh.
close to getting almost every single date in this year booked up. Almost every single date in this year has been booked up. December, as we close out, we're trying to get, I think it's like what, one more date booked, and that's it. But other than that, for the remainder of this year, interview after interview after interview. So bookings left and right. Everybody wants to talk to Miss Stevie, and I appreciate all the love and support for y'all. 100% love this show, and I love y'all too. I'm glad y'all tune in because I want people to have an escape. I want people to come to a place where you don't have to worry about what's going on in the world. There's no judgment here. Everybody is free to express themselves. We share our stories, and I make it intimate. So if anybody wants to book with me, you can have them reach out and get in touch with me. I don't have a publicist or manager or anything. I do it all on my own. I do everything. And here we are. That's how we got our interview. I reached out to Ira here, and here we are.
Okay, bet. I'm gonna get in touch with you because I got some artists, that's on my team. They want to get interviewed, so I will send them your way, and I'll make it do what it do.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Definitely.
That's for sure.
Definitely.
For sure.
Let them know where they can contact me and we'll get that set up. And even with everything being booked, I always find a way to squeeze somebody in. Or if a spot becomes open, I still manage to squeeze it in. If somebody cancels or backs out, I find a way to replace that person who backed out and said, okay, I have something on this day. So I make it happen. But that's what it's about.
No doubt.
Making it come true. Yeah.
Okay, I think I may have one more question. What do you do during your free time?
What do I do in my spare time?
Yeah.
I indulge in self-care. I spend time with my mom. I
Good.
love to read. I'm an avid reader. That's how I stay so
Yes.
informed and have everything in order when my guests come on. Just like, how did you know that? Because I have to do research. I have to do
Yes.
research before every interview. I have to prep before every interview my questions. And I try to make everything as intimate and personable. Like, what would I want somebody asking me in an interview? What was something that will draw people to make them think? And I give people questions that make them think about, okay, what do I want my legacy to be? Because we're always
Yes.
sitting and manifesting and working on what we want to do in our lives and the final chapter to close.
Yes.
I'm gonna lose them.
Okay. You know what? That matter of fact, I'm not having it anymore. I definitely want to say, what would you like your legacy to be?
I want to be remembered for being fearless. I want to be remembered for speaking truth to power.
Yes.
For making people feel good, making you feel confident about yourselves.
Yeah.
For bringing awareness and shedding light to our stories as Black people, as a collective, in a time where they want to erase our history. I want to keep continuing to bring light to our stories and highlight
Yeah.
Black talents, Black musicians, Black filmmakers, Black everything. So that's something
Right
that I want to
on.
be remembered for.
Right on.
Yeah,
I'm with you on that. Same here. Same here. Same here.
absolutely. Absolutely. And it's important more than ever that we continue to celebrate our heritage, our culture.
Absolutely.
Juneteenth will be here before you know it, y'all.
I
So it's
can't wait.
important that we preserve everything. And tit for tat, Al, you had a question for me. I was answering all of Ira's question. Now you had a question for me too. Tit for tat. Let me scroll back up. Beauty, yes. And listen, I have worn outfits where they were so uncomfortable. I'm just like, just sit through it. I had to sit through the whole interview, and the interview, because sometimes we tend to go over an hour, and I'm just like, Lord Jesus, please don't let me pass out in this dress or this outfit. And I said, only for fashion. Beauty is pain. So and I make no whims about it. I do it. I said I'm a suffer through it. I'm a soldier. I'm a suffer through it. But at the same time,
Absolutely.
I'm gonna make it work. So that's what it's supposed to be. Fashion, make a statement, do it.
Right on.
Yes, yes, yes.
Right
So
on.
before we let you go, Ira,
Yes.
what are some gems that you would give to people who are looking to get into the music business or write or everything?
I'm trying. Um, my gym will be, as like I said earlier, stay humble, be true to yourself, know your worth, be prepared for criticism, and stay true to your passion. Do not copy nobody else's style. Stay true to your craft and your style, and you'll be all right.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Originality and authenticity is key. And as Ira said in the middle part of our interview and our conversation, those who will be there for you will be there for you. And that's something that I've had to learn. When people leave your
Mm.
life, let them. We talked about people being in your life temporarily and permanently. The ones who should be there will be there. And yes, Bernadette Peters did say that, Al. Yep. But the final thought that I want to leave is not really a final thought, it's more so of a Bible verse. And the Bible verse is Isaiah 54:17. And it says, no weapon that is fashioned against you shall succeed, and you shall refute every tongue that rises against you in judgment. Also, that this
Amen.
is the heritage of the servants of the Lord, and that their vindication from me declares the Lord. And what that means is when you have evildoers, people who speak ill on you, who
Yes.
want to see you fail, don't let them. That's what the devil wants. He wants you to fail. The dark
All the
entities
time.
that are against all of us, where a lot of people are saying, I don't know if I'm going to make it. You'll make it. We are here today. We wake up every morning, and God has allowed us to open our eyes and see a new day, to breathe life
Yes.
into the world. You are somebody's vessel. And I want each and every one of us to remember that. A lot of us are feeling
Amen.
despair. We're feeling depression. We're feeling like, what is going next? Lord, what can go wrong? I can't make the rent. I can't make the car. I can't do any of this. You will get through it. What might seem through a dark time today, just for today, might be different
Yes.
tomorrow. And I want each and every one of us to remember that. I want us all to take that away. And I'm going to continue to keep being a voice and a light,
Yes.
a beacon of hope for everybody, because I believe if you know what's going on in the world. But I want everybody to
Yes.
wake up and realize that we gonna get through this dark time, what might seem like a dark cloud over you right now, like, Lord, how am I gonna make it? We are warriors.
Amen.
We are warriors.
Yes, we are.
Black people, we know how to survive, make it, and we gonna get through this dark time. But our
Amen.
resistance is joy. Continue to find your joy, and I'm going to continue to keep bringing joy. Even
Yes.
through all the chaos and darkness and everything that's serious going on in the world, I'm going to make you laugh. I'm going to make you cry. I'm going to
That's
make you
right.
think.
That's right. Amen.
And that's what I want people to remember. Because I know a lot of people are feeling like, Lord, I feel hopeless today. I feel depressed. I feel sad. How am I going to make it? You'll make it. You'll look in that mirror every
Oh,
day
yeah.
and you will thank God and you will allow him to say, I made it. Thank you so much for allowing me to see it each and every day. And there is not a thing in the world that won't stop me from doing this platform, because I love what I do. I love bringing happiness to you, the world,
Yes.
and not just bringing happiness, but also keeping you encouraged. We got to keep
Yes.
each other encouraged.
Amen.
So that's something
Thank
I
you for
want to
that.
leave out
I need to hear that.
today. Little long-winded, but that's the final thought, Fashion Dolls. So
Yeah. Prayer works for everybody. For everybody. I wake up every morning. I pray that God blesses me to have a blessing day at work and keep continuing to do what I do.
Your
absolutely,
team,
And
absolutely. Yes, and your team is there. That, you know, people put,
yes,
God puts people in your life, your vessels. Again, those vessels. And we talk about guardian angels as well too. How God puts guardian angels in your life. If you lost someone, your team is your guardian angels.
yep,
They're there behind you, backing you, supporting you, and that's how it should be. Yeah.
yes.
So, Fashion Dolls, the single, you got them vibes by Ira Soul is out now on all platforms. Please go stream it and listen to it, Fashion Dolls. And Ira, you said you have some performances and things coming up, so let everyone know where they can follow you and check everything out.
Yes. Also, I also got another single after we got them vibes called "Keep It Smooth." And then towards the end of the month, we're about to drop another single called "Stay the Night." The video is dropping end of the month in May 18th, right? May 18th.
yeah.
May 18th is coming.
You'll be performing in Millville.
Yeah, May 17th, I got a show called Millville Music Festival. Then May 24th, I got Maryland coming up. Uh, July 12th, I have a performance at a show called The Full Winery,
And then make this production.
which is produced by my team, NDMA. That's coming.
Football tournament in August.
And we have a football tournament in August. And then July 18th and 19th, I'll be filming and you got the vibe second version of the video, which will be out of town in Connecticut. And they can follow me on Instagram under Ira Soul, Facebook under my real name, Ira Watkins. I'm on X. And you can follow my music all over Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music. Please support that single, those two singles, Keep It Smooth. And you got them vibes. We also about to do a video. We got to do a visit for you. Keep It Smooth coming real soon. Produced by my team, NDMA. That's coming. Be looking out for that video. And I got a duet single coming out. Here, shout out to my homegirl, Peter Kyle from Ohio. We got to do that. We're doing that this weekend. And that's coming. So I got a lot in the way coming. And I got the album. I got an album called May 23rd called Remix.
All right, there you have it, Fashion Dolls. Go and check it out. Make sure that you are following Ira Soul. Now, joining me tomorrow, we have the King. Conscious TV joins me, so make sure you guys tune in. I love you all, and this interview will be uploaded to Style by Stevie Daytime. Again, head on over, subscribe, and hit that bell, and you'll be notified when new interviews are posted. Again, we are halfway to 800 interviews. Thank you all so much for your love and your support.
Salute for that. Salute.
Thank you. Thank y'all so much.
Yes.
And Ira, I had such an amazing time. Your team, amazing. Your team is fabulous. Fabulous meeting both of you.
Right
Thank
on.
you all so much for your love, for your support, everything. And Fashion Dolls, make sure you guys head on over. Check out Ira Soul singles. Keep it smooth. You got them vibes out on all streaming platforms, Fashion Dolls. Head on over, subscribe, and I have the information tagged. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Again, the King joins me. Conscious TV. Take care, everybody.